when it comes to a woman's right to make her own health care choices, they want to take us back to the policies more suited to the 1950s than the 21st century.
President Obama on the campaign trail today in Denver, Colorado, hitting Republicans on their approach to women's health care. This comes just a week after expanded coverage for women took effect under the Affordable Care Act. Preventive care, contraception, cancer screenings, and counseling are now more accessible for millions of women at no cost.
I don't think your boss should get to control the health care that you get. I don't think insurance companies should control the care that you get. I don't think politicians should control the care that you get. I think there's one person to make these decisions on health care, and that is you.
The president was introduced by Georgetown Law School graduate Sandra Fluke. Congressional Republicans blocked Fluke from testifying about contraception coverage earlier this year. After giving her testimony before a House Democratic panel, Rush Limbaugh attacked this American, calling her a prostitute. Now Limbaugh wants credit for his insults.
When I say the name Sandra Fluke, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? The first thing, when you mention her name, my name is what most people think of. I should be getting a finder's fee.
Today, Ms. Fluke welcomed the president's support after she was smeared by Limbaugh and had words for Mitt Romney.
Mr. Romney could only say that those weren't the words he would have chosen. Well, Mr. Romney, you're not going to be the candidate we choose. Because if Mr. Romney can't stand up to extreme voices in his own party, then we know he'll never stand up for us.
Let's bring in Sandra Fluke tonight, attorney and women's rights activist who hit the campaign trail earlier today with President Obama. Sandra, nice to have you with us tonight. You're in the mix of it right now, there's no doubt. Krista Kafer, the director of Colorado's Future Project, which is a conservative group, says that President Obama's approach to women voters is insulting. And she called your presence at today's event a sideshow. What's your reaction to that?
That's just completely incorrect. President Obama was in Colorado today, and I was there to try to talk to the women of Colorado about the important choice that we have in this election, a choice between a president who has already helped to move us forward on women's access to preventive care and to health care and making sure that that's affordable for all of us, versus a candidate who has absolutely promised to take us backward, to kill Obamacare dead, to defund Planned Parenthood. And that's why we were there, to make sure that it was clear that this Affordable Care Act has economic consequences for women and is so vital to both our health security and our economic security as well.
There's a misconception out there, I believe, that women's health care is just about contraception and reproductive rights. How do you change that point of view? How do you change that thinking?
I think we all have to talk to those women that we know and all the voters that we know to make sure that they understand that the Affordable Care Act has delivered so many services for women: well women visits, screening for gestational diabetes when we're pregnant, cancer screenings, HIV screenings, all of the essential affordable health care that we need. And I think it's also important that we begin to talk about it not just as an issue for women, but as an issue for all of us. Because women's health affects the health of the children that they bear, and it affects the economic security of the entire family when a woman is able to afford the care she needs.
Sandra, a new poll out shows President Obama is trailing Mitt Romney in Colorado, but he's still ahead with women voters. How confident are you that the swing state women were going to be coming out supporting this president in November, which many people, analysts, are saying that this could be a huge factor in the election?
Yeah, I have to say that after today, I'm feeling very confident. I mean, you can tell from some of the footage that you played that that was a packed auditorium, and those people were fired up. And, you know, the biggest applause and the biggest cheers were when I talked about what the Affordable Care Act does, when I talked about that women will not be required to pay more for the same insurance just because they're a woman, and the auditorium goes crazy. Those are people who really understand what a difference these policies make in their lives, and they are ready to fight for a president who has fought for them.
Sideshow of all of this, Rush Limbaugh wants a finder's fee for putting you in the limelight. I think he's probably mixing up his facts when it comes to just exactly how you splashed on the national scene. It was the Democrats, if I recall, who asked you to testify in front of a committee, and you were denied by Darrell Issa. But Limbaugh wants a finder's fee because his name is associated with you. Any words for him? What are your thoughts?
Well, I really think it's an interesting request to ask to take credit for the voice of a woman you tried to silence. I don't think that's going to work out well. And the women of America are speaking out about these policies not because of anything that Mr. Limbaugh has done, but because they really care about access to the health care they need, and they care about all of us having that health care.
Sandra Fluke, good to have you with us tonight on The Ed Show. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Coming up, this could be a new low, and if there is one, a new low for Newt Gingrich. He used to be one of Romney's biggest